Hello, stream. Thank you for tuning in again. Thank you for showing up. Welcome. It's me again. I will be the streamer today. Give me just a moment to make sure this all sounds okay. Give me just a moment. Yeah, that seems like it sounds all right. Okay, let's get started. Today we're going to be doing some Minecraft, just for simplicity's sake. We're not going to do a big series or anything. We're just going to be doing some hardcore, just because if I die, then I don't have to keep playing in case this doesn't last very long, but we'll see. We're playing on the latest version of Minecraft. I know the thumbnail says 1.21.6. That's not correct. Also, I just realized I have this playing through the speakers instead of the earbuds. Give me a moment to fix that. It is lagging. I also still cannot hear it. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it is lagging very bad. See, this is why I prefer to play with performance mods, but it's all right. Let's see. Threaded is what we want. I'll turn the render distance down a little bit. Brightness is up. Alright. Hopefully that'll be enough to keep it going okay, but we'll see. Yeah, so we're just gonna be doing normal Minecraft more or less, except if I die, then that's it. I need to change some of my settings really quick. Let's turn down the sensitivity slightly. And hopefully that'll be okay. But I see I got a couple people watching. Hello, welcome to the stream. Like I said before, this is just going to be some simple hardcore. And we'll see how it ends up going. I don't have too many big expectations for this. It's a random seed. Nothing crazy is going on, just Minecraft. You took how much damage at this? Oh, just 2 damage. That makes sense then. I was like, you took so many hits with the pickaxe. But that makes sense. I'm sorry, pigs. I need food. I need lots of food. Luckily, there are a lot of pigs. $100 if I go touch grass. I'm good actually. I don't think I need to touch grass. Look, I'm touching grass right now. Crazy. But yeah, I've already touched some grass today. It's I think I'm okay. More pigs. More pigs. Oh, there's a spruce biome over here. I can take that. I can grab some of that wood. There is also a cave right here. I'll go for the cave first. That's a little bit more important. Oh. What is going on with stream? Why is it a black screen? Is that just me? Give me just a second. Let's see what's going on here. that is just me. Okay, that's fine. I thought stream was completely dead for a second, but it was just my phone lagging, not the actual stream dying. That's perfectly fine. Alright, and we did end up getting, honestly, a ton of pork chops to start us out, so we should be good on food for a little bit, at least once we get it smelted. If we're able to get just trying to think of what it is, leather. Be able to find some cows and get some leather as well. That would be pretty nice just to make some bundles, but not super important. And then I do want to grab this spruce just for building later on. Again, it's not something super important, it'd just be a nice thing to have. If we are going to end up making a cute house. I'm thinking I might make a house in a cave. I don't know if that's the smartest thing to do, because usually I'd just end up making a house like out in the open, like on a hill or whatever. But in hardcore, you want to be a little bit safer. You want to try not to die, so building it like in a cave or just somewhere slightly harder for mobs to reach would probably be nice. Maybe that isn't the best idea. That could also be a bad idea, just for the fact that if there are mobs in that cave, then I'm sort of stuck. I'm funneled in, which also would not be ideal, but it's probably overall better than just being stuck exposed to like a ton more mobs in general. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the smartest thing to do would be, but we'll figure it out. That's not what I want to make. I want to make a furnace to smelt my food. Let's see if I can find a little bit of coal really quick. Nothing in there. There we go. Can make a few torches. Can I craft a mace? Not yet. This is the first time I'm playing in this world, so I'm nowhere near having enough stuff for that. Especially since this is hardcore. If it was normal survival, I'd be much more willing to go try and fight a trial chamber early on. But for right now, like, unfortunately, I don't really have the means to do it and do not want to risk it. If I manage to survive long enough, I'm sure I'll go and do a trial chamber eventually. Having a mace would be nice, but at the moment, no, I cannot. Alright, we got a decent bit of coal. Oh, there's some more here. I will always be happy to mine some coal. There we go. All right. I do have my food now. I don't know how far down any of this cave system goes. It'd be nice if I could get to iron level, but yeah, there's a good chance that's not happening, unfortunately. That's fine, though. Which way should I start looking? I'm not sure. If I go back the way I came, that was an open plains with like a mountain. Honestly, that might be a decent spot to set up a base, at least temporarily. I think I might just go for that. Also a good spot to find some more caves, so that'll work. I guess there's also the question of if it's even worth risking, like, going down into a cave at this point. It would definitely be safer to strip mine, but that's also a lot more boring, so I don't know if I want to do that. Have found a village yet? No, I have not found a village yet. Yeah, no, I've just been playing it safe and going for normal surface resources. It would be nice if I found a village, just more food, maybe some armor, all that kind of stuff. If I am going to look around for one, it's probably going to be here somewhere. This more or less seems like the area I would find one, just in the plains, that kind of thing. But we'll see. We'll see. And it's a good thing I found those sheep just now, because it's about to turn night and I can make a bed. That way I'm not going to have to deal with the mobs. Which again is pretty useful. I think that's more or less the goal, at least in early hardcore, is just to avoid having to deal with mobs as often as possible. Let's see. Oh, well, there's a village right there. Right as we were talking about it, we found one. That works then. I do not have to worry about my spawn point because kind of doesn't matter. Build a house. I am going to soon. Right now I'm still just getting my bearings and collecting very early game resources. I think I am going to build a house a little bit earlier than I usually do, be a little bit less picky about my spot, just because not having that home base can be very risky in hardcore. Just steal a house in the village. I was considering it. I don't think it's an awful idea, but I think I'm gonna just build near this village, more or less. Ooh, bundle, nice. I'm not gonna steal the house, but I'm gonna be around the village. One other reason not to build in the village is because basically if you constantly have the village loaded, then just over time the villagers are going to die to zombies, which is kind of sucky. So I want to be near here, but I don't necessarily want to live like in the village, if you get what I mean. But yeah, for now I'm just stealing as many resources as I can. You once-a. Good to know, good to know. You once-a. But no worries. Yeah, keyboard tweaking, just that happens. I do have bundles, which is going to be pretty nice. And now I'm just going to use it for whichever resources I'm not using very often. Now I'll leave the furnaces out. I feel like that's going to come up a little bit more. Anyways, more apples. It's too bad as a blacksmith, but it had basically nothing super useful. That seems to more or less be the village. And I think I'm just gonna choose a spot around here. I don't know specifically where. Music has not been playing even though I set it to constant. Oh no, I accidentally set it to default. It's supposed to be constant. Whoops. I once played hardcore. I was building a house at nighttime when the skeleton snipes me, and yeah. Well, that's kind of the whole thing with hardcore, is you want to avoid mobs as much as possible. That's more or less what I'm trying to do at this point. Just not have to deal with them. But we'll see. Okay, let's check out this cave really quick. I'm gonna skip over the coal and copper for now. I don't think that's super necessary. I'd rather go straight for iron. Don't really want to do a water cave. That seems even more dangerous. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be much in here for us. I see another cave over this way though, which I am going to check out. And I might just build my house over here somewhere. I don't know, I want somewhere that looks kind of pretty. That just looks like normal mountain generation. I don't think it's a meadow or cliffs or anything. Nothing that could spawn an ancient city. Ooh, that was kind of stupid of me. I almost just... If I was not holding shift, I would have jumped right into that pit. Alright, well... This is giving us a way down to iron at least. One moment. The most dangerous thing you should know is that when you're playing Minecraft, Bedrock Edition hardcore, skeletons are actually... Yeah. Yep, I know that skeletons get much worse the higher difficulty you're at. And then, yeah, wither. I have not fought it on Bedrock, I just know in general that it is harder. So, luckily I am doing Java this time, so it should be okay. Who knows if I'll even make it to the point of fighting the wither. I probably won't, to be honest. But I am not sure. Craft 3 more stone pickaxes and go strip mining at -40. I'm considering doing strip mining. I think after I set up just an initial house, that's probably going to be my best bet. Right now I'm just trying to get a little bit of iron for armor and that kind of stuff. A shield especially I think is going to be really important, but crafter sword reminds straight down, but you need a water bucket first. True. That's another thing. I definitely need a water bucket. Hadn't thought of that quite yet, but it is gonna be important to have a little bit more iron down there. Let's see. I do have a blast furnace I'm gonna use really quick. Sod. No. Ooh, mobs. Okay. I looked down there at first, it seemed fine, but at this point, that's not somewhere I want to go. Let's get a shield made really quick. And then I have a chest plate and boots, so I'm gonna... Do I have the stuff for pants and a helmet? Not quite, so I'm just gonna go for the pants and then... Well, we'll do a helmet, pickaxe, and bucket. Alright. Let's finish this up. Yeah, that's everything I want to make. And yeah, I don't think I'm going to be mining straight down, but I will be mining down in general. I might do the like 2x1 method where I mine a hole where like I can catch myself if there's anything below me. But we'll see. I would like to get a little base of operations set up. And then we'll see. Which way was the village? It's over here. Okay, I think just this spot right here is perfectly fine. Just, yeah, I think just out in the open like this is probably gonna be decent idea at first. I'll do something simple for an initial base. We'll see how it goes. Yesterday I went strip mining at Y minus 58 and got 43 diamonds and 93 lapis. Dang, that's pretty good. Nice. Yeah, it's been a long time since I have strip mined, honestly. I did it a lot before caves and cliffs, but then once they added, once that got added, I stopped doing it just because going caving is so much more worth it, and so much more I guess efficient is the right word. But yeah, I used to do it a lot more, don't really much. But with hardcore, I think it makes a lot more sense to do it. It actually eliminates a lot of risk that you would have otherwise. But yeah, you can get a ton of stuff strip mining, I'm sure, because the main reason it just doesn't work as well anymore is because you only get diamonds and lapis, pretty much, like you were talking about. If it was the same as before, where you had to mine slower but still had every resource, then I would still probably do it occasionally. But now it's like, I would have to strip mine at different levels if I wanted redstone or iron or diamonds or whatever I needed at a specific time. So I don't really do it. Plus, I think caving is just more fun. Like, it's so much more interesting to be able to run around caves and see all the weird generation and actually fight off the mobs. Like, that's just so much more enjoyable to me than mining in a straight line for like an hour. think I actually was doing it for that long, but essentially. Am I trying to beat the game? Eventually, if I'm able to, if I manage to survive long enough, that would be cool. It's not my #1 priority. This is just meant to be a general survival world, do normal survival things, but if I die, I lose it all. So eventually I would like to beat the game. I'm not gonna rush it or anything. I'm not speedrunning. But again, it all just depends on how long I end up surviving. Bump my mouse. You be careful of that kind of thing. And there was another big cave right there, but like we talked about, it's probably not worth doing. Alright, let's see. And you know what? I'm a fool. You literally talked about, oh, you're gonna need some sand for glass, and I was thinking of getting some, but I just didn't end up doing it. It is a little hard to beat the game. As long as you're properly geared, it's not that bad. Like once you get to diamond enchanted stuff, at that point you should be fine to fight the Ender Dragon. It's just a matter of like actually getting the stuff to do it. But yeah, if you're going with like iron gear or something like that, you're gonna have trouble. Speedrunning hardcore is 50 times harder than playing normally. That's fair. I will make a floor in a minute. Right now I'm just trying to get like the base outline set up. But yeah, no, there will be a floor. Don't worry. It's not going to be a grass floor. When I was younger, that's the thing I would always forget to do. I'd forget to make a floor, and then at the end it's just grass inside a big house. Yeah, trying to get something mildly interesting. Let's go for some cobblestone walls. Throw those right there. Eventually, after you beat the dragon, if you want, you can try to get the mace. Yeah, I think that's about the pace I go with it. The trial chambers haven't been in the game long enough for me to be like confident in like what order you should do it, but I think the mace is probably something to do after beating the dragon in general. Could be wrong about that though. Alright, here we go. At a farm, I will eventually. Just give me a little bit of time. I need to build up something simple before I can do something complex. Spear's overpowered even if Mojang nerfed it. I'm not sure. It does seem powerful from what I have seen, but I don't know. we'll have to wait and see how it plays with in long term, because I feel like a lot of the time people immediately go, wow, this is so awful, this is so overpowered, blah blah blah, and then after they play for it with a little bit, it turns out to be like really fun, really interesting. So just give it a little bit of time before you make the decision. I don't know the latest updates to the spear. I know vaguely that you can go fast and kill people quick. Other than that, I'm not really sure exactly what the whole deal with it is. Let's see. A little bit low on cobblestone. After the house tame a dog and a cat. Cat scares creepers and the dog kills skeletons. Yeah, that would be nice. If I come across them, then that would be worth doing. We'll see how it goes, though. Okay. For now, I still don't have cobblestone, so let me go grab some really quick. I am still right next to the pit, so... Ow, I need to be more careful. Not gonna lie, the most overpowered player. I don't know what half of that is. I figure those are just YouTubers in a YouTuber SMP. But yeah, the mace is definitely very powerful. It's kind of funny, both the mace and the spear have the same basic concept where you have to use high movement in order to get higher damage. I think that is interesting that they're really going all in on that feature. Or that concept, I guess. It's sad that most vids are scripted. I want to believe that it isn't. Yeah, that's fair. It's really hard to tell which ones are and aren't scripted sometimes. Like, I don't know. I'm sure there are some out there that are actually unscripted, but a lot of them definitely are not. I know that most of them are relatively scripted, maybe not word for word what's going on, but like they have vague ideas and plot points that they're going through as they do stuff in like servers and that kind of thing. Yeah. I don't know. It's too bad. Sorry, legally I have to delete that message. most annoying part about it is just that you can't like 100% say either way. Like, maybe it isn't scripted, but also maybe it is. That's just a big question mark. Because no matter how much one person claims it is, one person claims it isn't, like, neither person is gonna, like, convince the other. The axe is still broken. I want it back. I did not craft a sword. Oh, I'm off by a couple blocks with us. Whoops. I will once I get iron. I honestly, personally don't think, I don't really think that swords are super worth it up until about iron, just because axes do so much more damage. Isn't the axe better than a sword in Java till netherite? Like, technically, yes. You could... It depends. That is assuming, like, full enchantments for, like, both of them. I don't know how to fully explain it. Basically, if you were to have at netherite tiered full sharpness enchantments for both an axe and a sword, the sword only does 1 less damage than an axe, so it's more worth it to use that because of the faster attack cooldown. But the only problem with that is getting sharpness enchants on an axe is really inconvenient, for just because you can't enchant an enchanting table, you need to use books. So usually I stick with swords once I get to diamond, but I do a mix of both and like iron. So yeah, technically axes are better, but I do mostly axes up until I get enchantments, and then I switch back to swords. Anyways, we do now have a simple base setup. I'm gonna get some more cobblestone for the roof, I think that would be nice. But other than that is more or less set up. We'll do a little bit of work on here. This could be good. Grindstone there. I do need my furnaces to go somewhere. I don't know where specifically. I guess I'll just throw them right there for now. Thanks for tip. I'm gonna craft axes. Now I'm done myself netherite pickaxe. Deep slate plus dark spruce combo for roof. That would be really nice. I do like that idea. Only problem is I don't have either of those right now. I do have saplings for normal spruce. I do not have dark oak. And I do not have the other thing, whatever it's called. Okay, let's see. What I'm gonna do for now, I do need to go fill up my buckets. I do have food. I think I'm gonna build a little mine right here. Do I play online servers? I'm not playing on one right now, but in general, yes. We do have an SMP. Once you are subscribed, you are able to join the Discord server, and you can get access to the SMP. That one is slightly modded, more or less vanilla plus, with just like convenience stuffs, some cool animals, and that kind of thing. It's nothing too intense. Even if you have a mediocre PC, you should still be able to run it and join. But yeah, if you join the Discord server, which you can find in the video description, you'd be able to join. You just need to do a short application. Would I consider joining one? Potentially. It depends on like the details of it and everything. I probably would not end up joining it for stream unless it's something like that would make sense to do for stream. But maybe. Okay. What time of day is it? Where's the sun? I still have time to go get some more wood. Have you ever tried one block? I have tried it very briefly. I more or less loaded up the world and tried breaking the block, and it just tossed me into the void a couple of times. And then I just stopped trying it from there. I have done plenty of skyblock. I actually, not for stream, telling me need to make what I need to make on the server. Fair enough. But yeah, one block seems interesting. It's just not something I've ever gotten into. I know there's a mod pack for one block that would be nice, but yeah, I have done a decent bit of skyblock, specifically modded skyblock, like all the mod to the sky factory, that kind of thing, which I really enjoy. So I'm sure I would enjoy one block. I just haven't happened to have done it yet. Okay. Got a little bit extra wood. I'm gonna plant some spruce trees outside the house for us to use, and then I'm gonna start mining down, and we'll see how it goes. It's awesome. You can unlock new items if you're new. Makes sense. Are you talking about like one block servers or like the one block map? Because I know they're very different, because one block servers tend to have like economies and like player trading and like that kind of stuff, whereas like the map is a little bit different. Here we go. Okay. Crafting table. I need to make one for myself anyways. But I want to make some ladders. Here. Ladders. It takes so much wood to make ladders, dude. They should make it cheaper. Okay. Let's see. Oh, hey, you sent a power potion. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. That's really kind of you. Do I play Donut SMP? I do not. As far as I understand, I don't think it's a factions server, but it's that kind of vibe, factions, anarchy. I don't play on it. That's not really my type of type of vibe of server to play on. I have seen a little bit of Dr. Donut and shorts and stuff. And let's see. I'm first. No, sorry, mold. Sure, if you join the server, you will see me. My name should just be Wolfer. Yeah, if you want to invite me, I might check it out at some point, but no promises specifically. True, I should place torches around my base. That is a good idea. But before I do that, I am going to sleep because mobs are going to be spawning already. Also, I didn't even end up placing my... And there's already mobs stopping me from sleeping. Thank you. Spruce sapling. Oh, hey, there you are. Yeah, I'll place some torches around just to make it a little bit safer. Oh, hey, creeper. How nice. Yeah, I'll place the spruce saplings just out here. And let's see if I can murder this creeper. Let's see what happens. This works too. Okay. Let's make a couple more torches really quick. And then I'm gonna save my iron pickaxe and just make some stone pickaxes, I think. Along with some more ladders. Okay, that should be all right. I still did not grab water. I need that. But let's see. It's called the stable SMPs and are keep it more secure, closer to vanilla survival. Makes sense. And see you later. Thanks for stopping by. If you look IP, the build your Emperor's Palace build. Make that for the admin's mode. Awesome. Yeah, that sounds cool. If I get the chance eventually, I'll check it out. There we go. Got my water. Let's keep going. Give me just a second. Okay. Gonna think you're a loser? I doubt it. I'm sure it'll be good. Look, let's be honest, dude. Even if you think that your build kind of sucks, if you're able to like genuinely work on a project big enough for servers, then you're probably like pretty decent at building. Like, I personally don't think I'm that amazing at building. But then most of the people I play with say, yeah, look at this nerd building things. I'm actually making decent builds. What the hell? So it's like, no matter your skill level, you always feel like you can be better. But you're still good. You're still good at it. Anyways, this is a nice little cave that I kind of do not want to go into, but I also kind of have to go into. Oh, hello, guy. Ow. That is quite a few people, and you can make it up here. Cool. I was kind of hoping that you wouldn't be able to. I hear another one. Okay, well, I'm gonna keep exploring this. I am gonna light it up a little bit. I don't want this iron. It's way too dangerous to get this iron, but I am going to grab it anyways. No, that's a bad idea. I hear way too many mobs around here. Okay. This lapis should be fine though. No, it's like the amount of timeout. Oh, got it. That's what you meant. I mean, nah. Nah. I don't think so. If you're like a student or something and you're using your spare time to do this, then no, no, not even that, just as long as you're not actively like choosing to do this over like life progression, then I think it's completely fine. You can put however much time into a game or into a hobby as you want, and as long as you still are like doing school or work or anything, or if you're even just making money from that hobby, then yeah, I'm not going to think it's bad. There was iron there. It was just in a spot where I did not want to go for it because I was hearing quite a few mobs, and I do not want to die in this hardcore world. Here's some iron I actually can take. Did I miss some blocks? I did miss a few blocks over here. You're a student, but have only one day of class a week. Granted, that one class is welding, so... Nah, I don't think you're a loser. Like, yeah, people are gonna call you a loser for whatever you do. No matter what, people are gonna insult you for things, but... just, as long as you're doing work, or, like you said, you're doing some classes, I think it's fine. As long as the amount you're doing is not to your detriment, then you're all good. And if it is to your detriment, then you might want to consider the fact that you may have an addiction to video games. Which at some point I personally definitely did have an addiction to video games. Like, I didn't like recognize it at the time. I was just like, I'm just playing games. This is normal. But I was playing a good like 5 hours a day while being a high school student and that kind of shit. And it was like ignoring actual people in my life so I could play video games. Like, there is a certain point where you need to recognize that it's being harmful to you, but as long as you're doing normal stuff, you're able to be okay. Yeah, that does not make you a loser. That means you're, like, you may genuinely have, like, a problem. Like, people don't like to talk about video game addiction seriously, but it is a thing. It is a thing. It is really hard to, like, actually stop playing video games when you're already used to playing it, like, that often. It is really hard to do, and it can be harmful. I don't know about you specifically, but it definitely can be. So I don't know. It feels weird to do, but genuinely consider, is this making my life worse? And if it is, then attempt to put in the effort to stop doing it. That's just me. I'm still young. I don't really have much say to be giving out this kind of advice. But yeah, this isn't, to be clear, this is not me trying to like make you feel bad about playing video games, because playing video games is fun. It's completely fine to play video games. Just as long as you're able to recognize if you're able to overdo it, if you're able to recognize that you're overdoing it, then you are already taking a lot of steps that other people are not able to do. If your health is taking a nosedive as of late, and it has been around the same time that you started spending more time playing video games, then yeah, that definitely could be it. Or not start playing video games, but playing them more. It's like, people like to talk about violence in video games and all of that. I don't think that's an issue, but playing it too much definitely can be. I know it was for me. My friend used to bring his phone to school every day in primary school, and we weren't allowed to, but he wanted to play Minecraft badly. Yeah, that's the kind of thing. If it's to the point where you to like go into social situations, you have to bring like phone games or something with you, that's probably not a good sign. Probably not great. For me, the game switched around a lot. Like, there wasn't a specific game. Well, I would go through like phases of different games where sometimes it was like Minecraft. I did a couple competitive shooters. I did Rust for a little while. But more or less, if you, I don't know exactly where I'm going with this conversation, but the main thing I want to say is, do not beat yourself up about it. Oh hey, a trial chamber. What the hell? Recognize that it is not just you being a bad person, it is you suffering from an addiction, and take steps to try and help yourself get out of it. It's a problem, I recognize it, although it's a huge coping mess. Yeah, I definitely get that. Yeah, coping mechanism makes sense. That's kind of how games were for me for a while, where it was less... It wasn't specifically that, but it was part of it, where while I was playing games, it's like, oh, I don't have to think about school or like friends or stuff like that. And I don't know. But yeah, if you think it is genuinely being harmful to you, then like reach out to family or friends. I would say it's probably not the best idea to reach out to friends you primarily communicate with like through gaming. But like if you think it's a problem, then tell a family member, hey, I want to play less video games. I think it is harming me, and I'm sure if they're an understanding person, they will like be receptive to that and try and help you find better coping mechanisms, find ways to get you away from games, that kind of thing. Stress of everyday life never easy for me to handle. I kind of just stopped being as social as I used to be. That became an insecurity of mine. I get that. Yeah. Yeah, I think for me, I personally never really had social anxiety. Like there were occasionally some things I was anxious about or embarrassed about myself, but for me, I was more so, I guess, antisocial might be the better term for it, where I just didn't desire to talk to people that much. I didn't have that motivation to go and like make friends and like actively do things. It was just something that I did occasionally. So going to video games definitely didn't help it that very much. But let's see. Yeah, I would say, I don't know, it's different from person to person, so it's hard to say what would be best for you. Got more and more scared whether people accept me or not, and now I suck at being social, but I force myself to be just social. Yeah. That's fair. I think, once again, it's not exactly me because it was less social anxiety and more just not interacting with people because I didn't need to, where I feel like I'm less good at interacting with people than I could be. But that's just me. I don't know. It's a tough situation. It's tough to find yourself there, but the main thing video games do is just suck up your time, more or less. That's more or less the biggest thing they do is they just, it's very easy to spend like a full day playing a game and just distracting yourself from the rest of the world. And if you're playing games in moderation, that's fine. I think general rule of thumb is like less than 3 hours a day and you're probably going to be okay. I left my doors open, that was a mistake. But that's kind of the biggest thing is if you're playing video games, then you might not be spending as much time being social and interacting with people. You might not be spending as much time doing work or learning things. You might just be less constructive. It more or less just makes it harder to get things done because so much of your mental energy and waking hours are spent on video games. So yeah, I don't know. I appreciate you talking about it, but like I was saying before, if you do genuinely think this is a problem and it is harming you, then talk to someone in your real life that you can give more details, so you can give them more details and like actually come up with potential solutions. Like there's a lot of things that feel, wow, you're treating me like a kid, blah blah blah, but giving yourself hard limits on like how much time you can spend on a computer or playing games does help, as long as you're able to stick to it. Doing something like if I can remember, I know for me, I mentioned before, like, oh, 3 hours a day is a general rule of thumb. I had someone help impose that limit on me, and it took a while, but it did eventually help. It did eventually bring me to more reasonable amounts of playing games. Yeah. And I'm really appreciative of them for that. Especially because at the time I did not recognize it as an addiction. I did not see it as a problem. But then, like, now I can very clearly see, oh yeah, I was kind of a worse person then because of how much I was doing video games. And again, I keep saying this, it's fine to play video games. Just, you gotta be reasonable. My friend's mom used to abuse him, and she later left. Jesus. Damn, that's crazy, bro. Thank you. I wasn't sure if it was stone or not. I was trying cobblestone and wood and everything. All right. But yeah. Okay. I don't know. I think at this point, again, I appreciate you talking about that stuff and like maybe even realizing yourself that it is an issue, but yeah, just be careful out there. You've already taken a good step just recognizing that you may have a problem. So keep doing what you're doing. I think I turned too many of those into stairs, but it's fine. Let's see, what am I doing for this? I think let's do something like this. And then we'll have it flatten out from here. That should be fine. Yeah, I get that as well. I think I probably did about the same thing, but once again, recognizing that is a great first step. But yeah, that is definitely a big thing. It's difficult to acknowledge you have done something wrong or have done something harmful either to yourself or somebody else. And how do I word this? What is the right way to put this? And genuinely apologize and feel sorry for it without just trying to without thinking or trying to brand yourself as a general bad person. I don't think I worded that super well, but basically, just because you have done something bad or something wrong does not make you, like, it doesn't make you a prick or, I don't know if I should say that, but, or a bad person or anything like that. It just means you did something wrong. And as long as you're able to recognize that and grow from that, then you're probably still a good person, because what makes a good person is the ability to recognize their wrongdoings and make up for it, not just always being good. Yeah. Anyways, I'm just trying to find a bit more spruce right now. I don't want to run all the way back to spawn where I first found it. I appreciate it. Alright. I'm gonna need some more deep slate, I guess. We'll go for that. I didn't die from the fall, that's nice. I'm pretty sure I did see some spruce trees somewhere nearby. I can't remember specifically. You make your houses still. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's an amazing house. I've made a lot better. If you have the motivation to go check out some of our streams on I think it's Baked SMP. I honestly can't remember what the name is anymore. But check out some of our latest streams on there. Those builds are the ones I think we did the best on. We made a museum that was really awesome, giant. We made a nice cherry house. What else was there? Another tunnel was simple, but it was really nice. Always make this house from the Minecraft handbook. That's fair. Yeah, it might not be the same one, but I got the original, like, I can't remember what they were called, Builder's Guide, Redstone Guide, those kinds of ones. let's see. What I usually end up doing for making houses, I didn't this time. This time I just like made something. But what I'll usually do is I'll search up some reference images just from other Minecraft builds, and if I end up finding things that I like, I'll like add specific, like a handful of details from this build. Oh, I like how they did their windows in this one. Oh, I like how they did like I like how they did their L-shape house in this one, blah blah blah. I'll just go and grab like the specific bits that I like and mix it up and make something out of that. I usually don't copy it like block for block. I usually change the color palette around, that kind of thing. But that's usually how it goes. I should have made my iron stuff before I went out to get this, honestly, but that's fine. I'll survive. Hopefully. I appreciate it. Have a good one, guys. Hope to see you back sometime. Alright, that should be enough wood to at least finish off the roof. And we'll need to grab a little bit more oak. I do have the stuff to make an axe with the deep slate, so I'm going to do that really quick. I did pick up my crafting table. Yeah. At this point, I think I'm going to finish up the roof and survive off of that. And by survive off of that, I mean finish stream once I finish that. Almost back home. I really do like how they added the constant music feature. I just wish they would add to Bedrock. Mainly because it's so much easier to do multiplayer in Bedrock. So much easier. I think I do need to do one more craft, but I don't know, it's just annoying that some of the nicest features they add into the game end up being only on one version. Like, they only have vibrant visuals on Bedrock, They only have the constant music button on Java. Just a bunch of weird stuff like that. Feels so pointless because Fire visuals are one thing where it's like, oh, they have different graphics rendering software. They just have different setups. It makes sense that you wouldn't be able to have both of them out and be exactly the same, but the constant music button? Really? The constant music button? That's the thing that is so difficult to implement on both systems that you just don't have it on Bedrock? That's a matter of like changing one variable. It should not be that difficult. I don't know why it's like that, honestly. I'm not a game developer, I'm a programmer, but I feel like the knowledge overlaps enough that I can say making music play constantly instead of every so often is pretty simple. I don't know. Maybe I'm a fool. Maybe there's just something I don't get, but it does seem strange to me. Alright, I do need to make a couple more stairs just for the underside. And then I'm going to need to use the rest of my oak to fill this in. Alright, there we go. It's not beautiful, but we have a nice and simple house. An interior that I need to place a torch in. Also, I realized I miscounted this. This was supposed to be an even side, but too bad. Alright, I think that'll do it for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. Hope you had a good time. Talk to you later.